Alrighty, hello everybody. I'm gonna cut the music. Shut up. Okay. Hello, it is I, Mr. Sylas, folks. I am here to entertain. Yes, entertainment. Alright, I am still sick, guys. And if it is what we at the Falks household think it is, considering it's affecting several people here, I'm probably gonna be sick for a for a while now, still. But that's about all I'm gonna say on the matter because we got slimes to ranch. Fuck. I'm still like good mentally. I still feel good in that way, but the brain fog is next level, and I just feel so lethargic and freaking sluggish because of this shit. It sucks so much. All right, let's not waste any time. Let's get back to it. Say hi to Gerald. He loves you. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to forget Gerald the tree. At least not anytime soon. Haven and Hearth may not have been the game for me, but it was definitely an enjoyable experience on the whole. You know what I mean? Just one of those things where I really wouldn't trade it. But I also really don't ever plan on going back to that game. It is... If you guys thought RuneScape was tedious, like, Haven and Hearth literally does not compare. It is literally the embodiment of tedium. Okay. Discord noties. Okay. It wasn't anything, it was just people telling me to... One of my friends telling... I was talking about colorblindness earlier, and how there's a lot of things on the blue side of the color spectrum that just literally look the same to me. Because I have issues with that, I guess you could call it side of the color spectrum. Alright, so we need to start doing tasks to unlock the... Oh, it's still on Mochi. Oh, that's easy. Okay, so we need to start milling through the, through range exchange tasks to get specific, ones done for people. But since I forgot to do people's initial tasks, I just kind of got told to... Oh, we unlocked Mochis this time. Okay. Okay, so this is the first of the side activities we unlock. And it's working with Mochi. The other ranchers won't shut up about you, and it's starting to get annoying. So let's see what all the fuss is about. I'd like to talk business with you, so I went ahead and activated a spare teleporter, that horrible cave you call the ranch expansion. The teleporter will take you to my estate, I have others too, where we can work out the details. Don't keep me waiting. See you there, Square. Mochi Miles, top rancher. Oh, I love this little bitch. She's great. Okay. So, we're gonna do the thing for Mochi. We're gonna feed these hens mangoes and lemons to the pinks, though. Here you go. Alright. So, this is what the spare inactive teleporters around my ranch are for. There's one in here in the grotto, there's one in the overgrowth, and there's one in the barn. Okay. Welcome to Mochi's Manor. Can't go back here yet. That's the final unlock of these areas. Alright. So, we finally decided to show up. Since we're already running short on time, I'll get right to it. You're standing in one of my many estates at the edge of the Nimble Valley, which is the only known home to the very rare Quicksilver Slime. And everything you see here is my property, which means that I alone profit from all the Quicksilver plorts that the Nimble Valley produces. Brilliant, I know. Harvesting Quicksilver plorts is very difficult and only high-skilled pro ranchers like myself can manage it. But I'm extremely busy, since I've got a ranch to manage and a ton of the Miles Tech business back on Earth to run. So I need you to get in there and do it for me. Naturally, you'll be compensated. We want you to be a happy little worker bee after all. Now pay attention, because I don't like to repeat myself. First, you'll notice that I've augmented that junker of a backpack you have with some cutting-edge Miles Tech. This never leaves the valley, so don't get excited. This augment will activate using patented Miles Tech anytime you try and enter the Nimble Valley. It'll swap out your vac tanks too, but don't worry, you won't lose a junk you had in there. Next, take the teleporter to the Nimble Valley and get to work collecting Quicksilver plorts. I'll collect things once you get down there, but let me give you a quick rundown. The Quicksilver slimes in the Nimble Valley lie dormant until you activate the generator to send out a pulse and get them moving. But this generator only works for so long and then needs to recharge. Quicksilver slimes eat electricity, and since they're super fast, the only way to get it to them is to blast them with the tasty spark shot from your backpack. But don't worry about actually collecting the plorts. I've got the valley rigged with Miles Tech that will collect them for you. After the generator shuts down, head back and deposit the Quicksilver plorts here and I'll be sure you get paid. Money talks, so for every 10 Quicksilver plorts you deposit, I'll give you a cut of the profits. Collect enough of them for me and I'll give you an even bigger reward. We'll start with what I call Mochi's Extra Mile, which is me sometimes giving you the inside scoop on a more lucrative plort price. Plort price. Fuck. Just don't count on it all the time. We're not friends. Now get out there and collect some Quicksilver plorts for me. And if you're feeling like you really know how to shake it, try the other teleporter to an even trickier part of the valley. Or don't, because you know it'd be hopeless. Later, Tater. Oh, you cocky little shit. I love you, Mochi. She's the best. One of my favorite characters. I want to adopt her. Alright, so I don't really want to do this right now. So we're just gonna head out. We will be doing that later today, though. I just wanted to unlock it. Okay. So, another thing on the dossier for today is getting a good start in slime science, because we did unlock that as well. And what that mostly entails for now is just gathering plorts from our slimes and putting them in here. Once we have them in the refinery, we can use them to make things. And once we start doing that, that pretty much... Well, I wouldn't say that it unlocks the end game, because this game doesn't really have quote-unquote end game, I wouldn't say. There is a point where it quote-unquote ends. Like, there's just no more story development. Which, you know, that makes sense. You can only do so much in a game like this. Okay, these are fine. What I'm gonna start also doing is popping the, other random Gordos to unlock the, quick access teleporters. Because, crap. It's back here, I think. There's one in here. Oops. And there's one in the overgrowth by the docks. You see it's right here. This leads to the quarry, as you can see. And I'm going down here for a different reason. What we gotta do is pop a Gordo that is sitting on a teleporter. Once we do that, we'll be able to warp there. And honestly, it is a lot faster than just walking, as you could probably guess. Hi. Alright, there it is. This is another one of the random slime toys. It's a lamp, and phosphor slimes love it. So, I'm just gonna take this back to the ranch. There's a few of these in the game, but some of them are in hard-to-get spots because you actually can't teleport with these. So, if you want to get them, you have to bring them back like this. It sucks, but it's free slime toys for very important types of slimes. One thing we also need to start doing is investing money into the 7Z Rewards Club. Because that actually has some really good unlocks tied to it. And they are things that we will, in all likelihood, require in the near future. If we want to really start expanding our, I guess, our business. So, they get this. There you go. The other two, there's a ball of yarn in the moss blanket, and just a big rock in the quarry. The yarn ball is good for the tabbies, and the big rock is good for rock slimes. The thing about slime toys is that all slimes can use them, but in order to get maximum effect, just like with the foods, you have to use the slime's favorite toy. And each slime has a favorite toy. The way you get more of them is through the aforementioned 7Z Rewards Club. I also don't know where the Twinkle slime is today, so let's go out and do a bit of wandering, shall we? I'm gonna get some initial food fed to the Rock Gordo here to get that teleporter opened up. Alright, so aside from that, I hope everyone is doing amazingly today. Apart from being sick, I'm actually doing quite well. All things considered. Like, I won't lie to you guys, but I also don't want you to worry. I do believe I likely have the new Omicron variant. Someone at my roommate's work was tested positive for it, and both the people who live here that work there are the ones that got sick. So, nah. I mean, it is an unfortunately common thing. Because they work in a Walmart. They work at the local Walmart. So, you know, you literally get people from all over the place. And arguably, you interact with some of the worst kinds of people. Like, we've all seen people of Walmart. Like, that subreddit does exist for a very good reason. I didn't have a pink ornament yet. That works. So, the thing is, guys, I did have the original virus back when things first started, and that was literally worlds worse than anything I'm feeling right now. So, honestly, don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I'm just gonna be really, really low energy and just blah for a while. No, I need those. Little bastards. Oh dear. This is not the Gordo I'm trying to pop, but you are also on the to pop list, sir. He is also hiding a teleporter, but that one goes to Volcano Island. And, oh, okay. It's time to leave. Goodbye. Yeet. Oh, also goodbye. And what are you doing here? Away. Okay, let's get them vegetables. Oh, hi! Yay! Oh, look at it all. I'll be back for this later. Oh, I love these things. Oh, God. They don't really make a tune on their own. But it doesn't sound bad to just run through them either. Okay, so let's really clear this place of vegetables. Get all we can before we head back to the Gordo in question. Hello. Okay. So if you guys didn't see it, I'm gonna plug a channel that on YouTube that I just really genuinely enjoy. Mark Rober. I think that's how you say his last name, and I'm sorry if I got that wrong, Mark. But, he's an engineer. I believe he used to work for NASA. I'm not sure on that, so I'm sorry if that's wrong. But the dude is next level, like he's an engineer, like, legit. One of the things he's most known for are, making glitter bomb bait packages for, porch pirates to take. And what they do is, it's freaking hilarious. Like, obviously, they're glitter bombs. That much is obvious. Everybody knows what a glitter bomb is. But, what he does is he sets these up. He has people volunteer to host these packages. And what they do is, people take them, and when they open it, the package assaults them with this rancid fart spray that he mixes actual skunk scent juice into, and just sprays biodegradable glitter absolutely fucking everywhere. And the thing is, he also has 4 phones in there to record from all angles, so you can see people's reactions. And he's recently actually, like, he does a video like this every year. And he does it because of the most petty reasons, too. He straight up admits it's petty. He's had a lot of problems with porch pirates. I mean, in all likelihood, if you live in any sort of a populated area in America, you likely have too. And elsewhere. Why? Because people fucking suck and they want free shit. But anyway, he just does this, and I believe recently he started setting them up for smash and grabs from cars as well, and works with local law enforcement to get thieves in trouble for doing this. And that is really, really awesome if you ask me. Because not only is he making an ass out of asshole people, he is working on cracking down on crime as well. And, you know, I'm not gonna get preachy about crime demographics, anything like that. I don't give a shit about that. What I give a shit about is karma. And these people stealing packages are getting what's coming to them, if you ask me. And I refuse to apologize for holding that stance. You want to know why? Because I was homeless for a good few months of my life, and I know what the struggle is like, motherfuckers. I may not be homeless now, but that is because I am an incredibly lucky person, and I have people in my life that are keeping that from happening. And that's all I'm really gonna say on the matter. Because it's all that needs to be said on the matter. But anyway, yeah. We now have we now have the quick teleport to the grotto. The thing about the one to the moss blanket is it is particular... Oh god, here comes a train. Thanks, fucker. I shouldn't talk shit on train operators. I wanted to be one for a while. Trains are cool, man. I don't know what you want me to say. Anyway, the teleporter to get to the moss blanket is particularly annoying because it's a tabby slime. It's that tabby slime in the big coral tube off by the bridge. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups. It's off by the bridge, before you get to the moss blanket. And, it's annoying to get that many chickens. That's just all there is to it. I don't want to put up with that. No one wants to put up with that. Like, meat-eating slimes are seriously some of the most annoying things to deal with in this bloody game. Alright. I tend to feed them if they have less than 70 food in their auto feeder. That's the line where I go, okay, let's give you a re-up. If it's that, if it's below 70, I feed it. If not, that round of food goes to the pinks. And this all gets immensely easier to do once you unlock drones. Because there is automation in this game, believe it or not. In the form of these little bee-shaped looking drones. They're adorable. But the thing is, I need resources that you can only get from extractors to make them. Like, yeah, the wild honey, jellystone, hexacomb. I get all that through these extractors. So that is why I really need to buckle down on collecting plorts for slime science. Because once I start doing that, I can start automating things and just... It makes it so there's a lot less that you have to tend to yourself. Oh, hey, star mail from Casey. 1 second, girl. Little busy. Alright. Okay. Go put these in the refinery. There. Okay. And, I can have 6 of those extractors out in the world at once. The thing is, words. Let's just read this. New Year's Eve. Hi, B. Do you remember when we were looking for that part? Sorry, don't mind me. I just had to Arnold to reset my brain. Hi, B. Do you remember New Year's Eve when we were looking for that party? While we were wandering around the city, lost, I got my bearings and didn't tell you because I knew we were close to that coffee shop run by the Tyrant. And since it was starting to rain, I thought it would be really romantic to stumble across the place again. I guess I finally found the courage. But the coffee shop went out of business and it was a taco place now. So we ate tacos in the rain and it was just the best thing. We were on the roof of your old apartment hoping to see the fireworks. I was going to tell you about something, but then that's when you told me about Africa. It sounded like an amazing trip. I was really happy you were doing what you love to do. Casey. Their story kicks me right in the feels, dick, every time. Also, Beatrix is fucking adorable. I wish I could rock this kind of an outfit. Seriously. I do not have the build to rock that kind of an outfit. Ugh. Like, the frickin' short top just would not look good with my... with my Wisconsinite beer gut. I am not a thin penguin. Let's just leave it at that. I wouldn't say I'm fat. Like, I always get told I'm not overweight, and the fact that I say I'm fat is stupid. But that's aside from the point. What's the point? I'm an incredibly vain person. Okay. So, I'm completely spacing on what I want to do now. So let's go check out the Nimble Valley. So I can show you guys what that's like. Alright. So, this is the... There's the equipping of the tech that Mochi told us about. So, as she said, for every 10 plorts, we make 200 new bucks. And I'm going to teach you guys how I do it. Press a button. Okay. And there's the Quicksilvers. It is okay. You run through these hoops to get more time. It's a very speed-based thing. You gotta be quick. That's why it's called the Nimble Valley. Hello. And you gotta be a good shot, which I am not. And apart from that, there's these energy pickups and specials that you can use. Slow field. Okay, this is a good one. Check this out. See? You just set up a bottleneck in a spot like this where there's no other ways through. You can do this about twice per run, I guess. Because of how long... that is if you manage to get another set of slow fields. There are a few that it'll pull from. But yeah, see? Fuck ton. Whoops. Okay. Well, now we go back up and around the other way. There's always two routes through the... There's two maps, and there's two routes through them, usually. With two sets of rings that you can go through to get more time. Alright, new power-up. More slow fields. Very nice. You love to see it. Each of these rings gives you an added 20 seconds. Alright. This is probably gonna be the last setup of the thing. Oh, God! Okay. I almost fucked that up horribly. So I guess we're setting up down here instead. Let's just leave that other one there. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm talking about. You just set up a choke point and just unload. Using a little basic FPS knowledge can really get you a lot of money in the Nimble Valley. And we are going to need all those new bucks in the future. Every little bit of it. Alright, so we got 121 that run. That's actually a pretty good amount for me. I usually average about 100 on that map. Oh, Bob. Hello. Okay. So I'm gonna go do the other one, and we'll be able to get the first reward right away. There we go. So this map, the second track, has a separate generator, so it's on a separate timer. But it has a lot more like environmental hazards and places you can fall. That's why it's considered the, I guess the advanced track. It's still pretty easy and arguably has better choke points. Like, what you are quote-unquote supposed to do is run with the Nimble Slimes and shoot them. But, as you saw a little bit ago, I am a terrible shot and cannot run and gun to save my fucking life. My COD zombie skills are not on point. So, this is how I handle it. I guarantee you there's probably some people out there that are absolutely screeching their faces off at this about how I handle things here, but it works for me, and if you don't like it, there are other streams to watch. But very simply, go fuck yourself. I don't have the energy to change how I like to play games. I deal with too much chronic pain to put up with that, so if you dislike the way I handle games, there are other streamers to watch. About all there is to that. Alright. Alright, let's go. This is the best way I have found to get at that power-up. You just do a quick little hop off that branch. Ooh, static clinger. That's a good one. That puts a bubble around the slimes that it hits and makes them automatically activate, or I guess feed, the other Quicksilver slimes that pass into the bubble. Great power-up. But kind of annoying to use effectively. There. So now we get to choke point without a slow field. Slightly more annoying to do, but not the worst. The part that makes doing this, like, actively, like, running with them annoying for me is the fact that the shots have projectile travel time. If I'm run and gunning, I need a hit scan weapon. Like, look at this. This is fucking awful. I'm bad. Bad at video game streamer. Why you bother stream? If bad at game. Because it's fun. And because I literally have nothing better to do with my time for the most part. Like, real talk. I do not have very much of a social life. r/self burns. Ow. Okay. Down. Ow. Bitch. Okay. That's almost over. Come on. Come on! End it! Do it! Do it now! Kill me! Alright, come on, come on. Fuck! Damn it! Ah! I'm a terrible shot. Why do you people watch me? I am bad at game. Okay. Anyway, let's go turn these in. There we go. Well, heck, I didn't think you'd actually manage to collect enough ports to get the first reward, but a deal is a deal. You're now one of the only people in the entire universe to be getting the inside track on plort sales. I call it Mochi's Extra Mile. My Extra Mile will give you double new bucks for plort deposits at the market, but don't get too excited. It won't happen all the time. Not that generous. See, that's the thing, Beatrix. You've got to learn to fend for yourself out here. Once you're on the far, far range, no one back home can help you out, even if they wanted to. At least that's what I think. It's got to be why no one ever answers. I mean, it's just so far away, right? Well, who asked you anyway? Don't you understand how busy my dad is running one of the biggest tech companies in the entire galaxy? What do you know anyway? Enough of that. Let's get back to why you're here. To work. Here's the deal. Keep collecting those Quicksilver plorts, and I'll keep paying you. And if you collect enough, the next reward will be... And if you collect enough, the next reward I'll give you will be my secret tech for maximizing chicken production. The Deluxe Coop. AKA, the only thing that makes keeping chickens in this game fucking tolerable. So get to work. You can see why I vibe with Mochi so well now. And why this game is such a very special experience that is so personal to people, me included, when you really get down to it. Each of these, I guess you could call them side jobs, have 3 rewards. And at the end of them, you usually end up, I'm sorry, I am just completely failing at words today. The last reward is always the, ranch expansion tied to it. Hello? Hello?
Hello there.
Thank you for the follow, Shay. Welcome to the Neon Coast, even though we're not at the coast right now. We're at my place. I hope you're having a good evening, or day, whatever it is for you. Chickens! Bob is literally just 3 slimes in a trench coat that likes chickens. I'm not lying. Look at this. Chicken! Chickens! He's literally just like 5 pink slimes stacked on top of each other in a fucking trench coat. It's so stupid. Oh, night. Alright. It's evening here too, 7:15. But yeah, say hi to Bob. He likes chickens because he's just hungry, man. 2 stony hens and 5 hens. But yeah, Bob's just hungry and wants some chickens. Let's go get those stony hens for him. Bob is one of the rarer guys to see, well, guys in quotation marks, on the range exchange. But when he does, all he ever says is hello, please, and chickens. I'm just impressed that the slimes are intelligent enough to learn how to type. Don't care about the chicks. Alright. And I can get the regular hens from my ranch, since I have the overgrowth. I'm just hoping that I get a job from Odgen at some point this stream, so, and, as well as, what's his name, Victor. Because then I will have unlocked all, oh, damn it. I will have unlocked all the jobs this stream, and that will keep the footage nice and condensed. Anyway, Shay, how are you doing this evening? It's a pleasure to meet you, and I hope you are doing well. But that works. Okay. Yes, it was 2 stony hens, so you can have the other one as a treat. Let's go get the 5 hens. If we take a look at ravens and some real-life slime, I could imagine them actually being able to type someday. That is a very good point. Ravens are incredibly intelligent birds. Like, they're right up there with... Like, what a lot of people don't actually know is that ravens can mimic. Like parrots and cockatiels. Can't find much sleep. It's 2 a.m., but probably since he slept all day on Saturday. Oh, that's a mood. Oh, don't get me started on insomnia issues, Shay. I could go on. Like, I'm sick right now, so it's especially bad. But, it sucks, dude. Seriously. Like, I'm over here trying to just try and have a normal day, but I don't feel especially like shit, but I do in the places that matter, if that makes sense. Like, 100% transparency, us at the Falks household do believe it's the Omicron variant, but that's because some coworkers of my roommates have it. Like, tested positive. So, you know, whatever, it probably happened. I'm not trying to make a stink about it or draw attention or whatever. But, the things that are affected by the Omicron variant are the ones you really hate having affected when you're sick. Like, motivation is, like, in the toilet. It's all just, like, wading through waist-deep mud. It's fucking... ugh. It's awful to deal with, but I have honestly dealt with far worse things in my life than this. Obviously, stay safe, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna shove my opinions on anything down your throat. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to relax and have fun. I'm just relaying my life situation right now. Because normally, I am well, the symptoms are persistent, and from all reports that I've been able to find, they are longer lasting than most, I guess you could call them, flu variants. Because I'm of the opinion that COVID is going to join the school of common cold/flu diseases. Because of how persistent and difficult to get rid of they are. But if I'm being honest, it's not the worst thing I've dealt with. It's just gonna be... we're not gonna be at the coast proper for a while. It's just gonna be me doing short streams from home when I feel the ability to do so. The worst part about this variant is the fact that it's really, really physically draining on my energy and motivation in terms of mental stuff. It is just really a hard morass to wade through in order to do anything. But considering I did have the original more severe variant when it first kicked off, this is nothing compared to that. Like, it's getting weaker. And I'm not gonna say, no, we beat the COVID virus, blah, 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 blah. No. I'm not an optimist when it comes to this kind of shit. Real talk. I'm very, very pessimistic and crap when it comes to... I don't even know why I'm wandering the fuck around right now. I'm just on a train of thought doing absolutely nothing. God. We need to put the first money into the 7Z Rewards Club, though, so let's just make new bucks disappear. Okay. We didn't unlock the Chroma Station yet. Shit. No customization for our buildings yet. But we do have the nice fences now. Nice brickwork. These are actually really nice. I love this. The paths are nicer now. Anyway, let's get back to it. I'm gonna go to the Overgrowth and collect some chickens so I can work on opening up the shortcut to the moss blanket. And, you know, I was kind of hopeful that they would put in another side job in the docks down here. The only ranch expansion I don't have. Running in circles in video games is 90% of my streams. I don't know why people follow. I don't know why they show up. I am a scatterbrained frickin' moron, especially these days. Like, I am having such a hard time focusing on anything. And that's nothing new. I've always been a scatterbrained idiot. Ah, there they are. Hello. But yeah, I'm honestly through talking about COVID. It's just life now. I've stopped really caring. It's all a bunch of just the same kind of overreactions in general, and underreactions as well. from people that don't really know what they're talking about. It's just it's getting overly dramatized and politicized in ways that I honestly find disgusting. Like, this is, okay, out of character moment. How in the fuck are you gonna politicize a goddamn disease that's killing people? How? How is it not something that we can just agree on that is bad? Like, I know that's, like, for some reason, a political stance to have, not wanting to be political. I mean, you're pretty funny and if I'm scatterbrained, I don't want to watch someone being on top of everything. Alright, well, I'm glad you can find my running in circles somewhat amusing. That is my end goal, and it's what I'm here to do. So I'm glad you're finding it enjoyable. But yeah, like, how is that something that's even able to be politicized? I legit am not able to understand it. And that's really all I want to say on the matter. It makes no sense to me. And I never will be able to make sense out of it. That's enough on that topic, though. I'm honestly giving myself a little bit of a headache talking about it from the frustration. It's like, I just want to play video games, man. Just... Nothing can... Childs are always against everything, and if you dislike a party, they'll probably start telling everything bad here. Stuff like Bill Gage make... Yeah. Anyway. I'm kind of struggling to think of something to talk about, being completely honest with you. So let's just instead focus on getting a load of plorts to feed into the refinery. Okay. So, the main reason I am in a new game right now, Shay, is I am actually working on my first, long-form video review, I guess you could call it. I am working on a video that is a review of Slime Rancher. Like, and we're talking, like, a full, in-depth, spoiler-ridden, it's gonna talk about everything. Because this game is actually very important to me, for a lot of reasons. It really helped me deal with a lot of emotional issues in life. Like, put incredibly simply, I didn't feel positive emotions for a good chunk of my life. I believe the term for it is sociopathy. I don't know if I'm using that right, but I just didn't feel. My brain was broken for a while. And, then I found this game, and it's just unrelenting barrage of serotonin-inducing, cutesy, happy everything. And when they finally released the, quote-unquote end sequence with the song and the credits and all that, it was the first time I genuinely had an emotional reaction to anything in, like, 20 years. Not 20 years, I'm not that old, but it was a long time. And that's why this game is so important to me, and why it's the subject of my first major video project. Especially considering since Slime Rancher 2 is due to come out next year. I want to have the video done by then, hopefully. If not, it's no big deal. But I'd like for people to experience Slime Rancher. More people need to experience this game. Because this is like the epitome of what indie is, in my opinion. A heartfelt story told from people who care about it. And I believe it's a really good example of character-driven storytelling. Oh god, why am I doing this? Wrong thing! Good job, Scatterbrain! The brain fog strikes again, y'all. Oh, lordy. Where the fuck did I put my water bottle? There it is. Water. Stay hydrated. It's important. Alright. But yeah. If you want a good example of the type of video I am talking about wanting to make, a good example I can point you to is a YouTube channel called HBomberGuy. He puts out a lot of videos like what I'm talking about. There are many things which reduce/remove for feelings, not only sociopathy and depression, I think, but similar things, I think, comparing myself to others and Ah, you're a Linux user. Alright. You know, I would be as well if there was just more support for it. Because I use Windows myself. But, I'm just really unhappy with how Windows in general runs and works, and the fact that it has next to no customization for the UI. But yeah. I don't know what it was. All I know is my brain was broken for a while. Like, to give context, I've only started having positive emotions again within the past few years. It's still a very new thing for me, and I'm still learning to handle emotions. Like, this started when I was like 13, and I'm 27 now. This is, like, most stuff on Steam is fine by now, and it gets better since the start of the Steam Deck development. Oh yeah, because, that runs on a custom Linux thing. I heard some Ordinary Gamer talking about that. Like, I don't know what the different, I guess you could call them versions of Linux are actually called, but I know there's like several different deployers or viewers, whatever, branches. But yeah, emotions are a very weird thing for me. Because I don't know how to deal with them. I never had the natural training that kids do growing up with them. Because for half of my formative years, I just didn't have them. That doesn't make sense to a lot of people I've talked to about it. Like, how do you just not have emotions? Like, you're asking me to describe something that I legit don't know how it works, and it's like, that's like asking a frickin' caveman how to explain quantum physics. All I know is that I just didn't feel positive emotions. I was never happy. I acted like I did because that's what was expected of a quote-unquote normal person. And it was all fake. It was acting. I'd like to say it's the reason I'm an actor now and like breaking character. I'd like to. It's the reason I'm so practiced at acting, I guess you could say. It's why I chose VTubing as my form of streaming. Because Sylas is a character. I'm not Sylas. There's a lot of overlap, like a lot of VTubers write into their characters. I'm just not able to afford the art. Yet. I'm working on that. But I think that's why I took to acting so readily, because it's what I used to do to live a average life for the better chunk of my life. The laughter was fake, the smiles were fake, I didn't feel anything behind them. Okay, so yeah, you at least somewhat understand what I'm trying to get at. Emulating emotions is a very good way of putting it, actually. I've never heard it referred to as emulating, even though that would be the accurate word for it. I don't want to do either of these. Screw you guys. Yeah, because, like, if I just walked around as, like, fucking Commander Data from Star Trek, I'd get a lot of really weird looks. And I already get a lot of weird looks because I'm not good with social cues because of my, I have high-functioning autism. And I already get treated strangely a lot of the time. Because I do things that a lot of people consider weird, but in my eyes, it's just like, okay, why does this not work like this all the time? And it's just one of those really weird things about being neurodivergent that you have to adjust to. Oh, they're called distributions. Okay. I was legit unaware of what the word up for them was. You see, I'm used to things like that when it comes to things like Second Life, for example. Second Life has its own, what are called viewers. Things that they're like web browsers for a 3D world. I don't know if you've ever messed around with Second Life. I honestly can't recommend it anymore because it's just kind of been reduced to a fetish den. Which, I mean, whatever. I use it from time to time for that too, I'm not gonna lie. People all have their things that gets them going. Everyone has a fetish. I'm not gonna shame anyone for it. And if digital poon is your thing, then go for it. But if that's not what you're looking for, don't mess with Second Life. But, I'm used to things like Second Life viewers, which are different programs that you use to access Second Life. They're like web browsers. Different ones have different features, and some of them they all have the same general features. Oh, go away. And the one you use is largely up to personal taste type deal. I mean, when on the odd occasion I do go on Second Life anymore, I use Firestorm. Mostly because that's the one that was recommended to me when I first started, and it's simple to use. It's a little more on the graphically intensive side of Second Life viewers, but that's not a bad thing. It's limiting, yeah, but that limiting isn't necessarily a bad thing when there are a lot more viewers out there that don't have that high graphical fidelity just as default. Ones that run better on crappier systems. You have to suss out which one you like, type deal. So yeah, I entirely get that side of things. And honestly, if Windows picked up its game, I think, Linux is just the base, and the distributions decide what's pre-installed, and also the distribution creators select which app version works well together. Okay. So what you're saying, like, I am a plebeian when it comes to Linux. I know next to nothing about it. But basically what you're telling me is that each of these distributions is like Linux is pretty much build your own OS as like Lego OS. That's basically what I'm getting from what you're saying. Also, I love the Twinkle Slime. Such a good Christmas event. Alright, let's look into how many more plorts I'm gonna need to get things up and running slime science-wise. Alright. Oh, crap. Okay, so we need 6 of these each. Okay, so it's gonna take more than one full load of pink plort. I've completely forgotten all the math on how many plorts are required for each. I used to know. But honestly, after I beat Slime Rancher the first time, I kind of fell off for a while. And then, I have streamed it before. If you know what you're doing, it doesn't really matter what you start with, but you don't, or if you don't have much time, you start with one more pre-installed. If you want to start, I would no longer recommend Ubuntu, but Mint and Pop are easy. I have been curious about Linux in all honesty, but 100% transparency, I really don't think I'm going to be moving over to it. Because I would go out of my way to learn how to make it exactly how I want it. Because I love having things just work for me. And there are a lot of things about Windows that are just at a base level, not how I like them. I would love nothing more than to be able to just look at something, go, I don't like that, figure out how to change it, and then change it. And if that is what Linux can do, then I probably will look into it at some point. I just don't think it's going to be anything anytime soon. Especially not when it comes to streaming and gaming, because those are two things that, as of right now, are just easier handled on Windows. I would love nothing more than to build, like, frickin' Coast OS. Just this ridiculously, like, thematic, like, aesthetically and functionally thing. It's just Pengu OS. There are many presets, and therefore you don't have to choose much. If you want to change something, you can easily change it. And okay, blah blah blah. Blah, okay, that you might as well be speaking French to me, dude, because I really don't know what that means. But I get what you're getting at. I see what you're saying. I just don't know what any of it means. I get what you're trying to tell me, and the fact that yes, this does do. You are able to do that, but I don't know what those frickin' commands mean at all. I don't even know Windows command line. The fuck? Oh, this must be what changes the chimes. Okay, so I can choose between a piano and a xylophone. Okay, that's neat. But right now we need to keep putting money into the 7Z Rewards Club, because I need things from it. I want the slime toy shop. Chroma Pack's now available.
Miss LeBeau, the 7C Corporation would like to congratulate you on obtaining the rank of Skylark 1. With this rank, you now have access to a new avenue of creative self-expression. Chroma Packs. Chroma Packs allow you to apply new color schemes to your ranch house, backpack, and ranch tech.
Alright, well, that's cool to know. Let me just restart that.
Chroma Packs allow you to apply new color schemes to your ranch house, backpack, and ranch tech, allowing you to stand out from all the other ranches on the far, far range. And while we realize that most slime ranches never even see another rancher given geographic separation between rancher properties, we have a feeling that they know. Oh yes, they know. Please also note that by the time you have likely read the message, the 7Z Corporation has already installed a Chroma Pack terminal just outside your home. So yeah, now that you've read that, I now have access to these. I can apply these color schemes to my house. As you said, the house. I don't know this music. What? Is there special Christmas music? I've never heard this before, and I've played during the Wiggly Wonderland. It is! This game! Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I just I needed a moment. Oh boy. Okay, so if I switch this to piano, does it change this? Oh, it does! Huh. Maybe. I didn't see anything about it in the patch notes. But I've never noticed that music before. That's so nice. Okay. So, resources. That's the main thing right now. I need resources. Okay, the scatterbrain me strikes again. God damn it. ADHD fucking sucks. That's all I have to fucking say right now. Fuck ADHD. I hate it. I hate it. It needs to die. And it sucks. Criminy. Chickens? I don't add stuff like this to my patch notes either since it doesn't balance anything. Oh, are you a game dev? Like, do you make things? Because I'd be more than happy to, like, check it out at some point if I ever get the money to afford it. I am a big proponent of indie gaming. You make game mods and your own programs, but never finish a game in your engine. Oh! That's actually really awesome. What kind of mods have you made for what games, if you don't mind my asking? Because I've modded the fuck out of Skyrim, I've modded the fuck out of Minecraft, all the common games to mod. I have made, like, giant mod packs of. But if you've actually, like, written your own engine, that's actually pretty awesome. I wish I had that kind of a technical skill. Like, I'm not good at the actual making of things. Like, I'm no artist, I'm no graphical designer, I'm just an idiot who plays video games. And likes to write about weird eldritch bullshit in their spare time.
I don't know I don't know how to do anything related to actually making anything, and my art, if you ask me, is not good. It's passable, but not good. I'm trying to work on getting good enough at drawing to make my own VTuber model, but I don't know if/when that will ever happen. I mean, I'm not shy about sharing my art. I just don't think I'm that good. That's all that is. Alright. Teleporter. Alright, let's go feed these to the pink slimes. Small ones for Kerbal Space Program and Minecraft. You're currently maintaining the only public all-rounder build. Help tool for Minecraft Redstone subscene. You make your own browsers, video editors, bots, etc. Oh! That's pretty neat. Like, seriously, that's awesome. Like, the biggest, like, thing that I've ever made personally, like, again, we're breaking character for this conversation, is the ambience track that I have. It's not on right now because, quote-unquote, in character, we're not at the coast right now. We're homesick because I'm sick. Because you gotta be responsible and send the right message and all that. But my biggest, like, things that I have ever made myself are my scenes here. Like, the thing is, I didn't make any of these assets. These are all cobbled together from, like, word art makers and free asset packs. I did make the YouTube and Twitch emblems on this myself, but that's different. And, crap, game, go back. Okay. And, the ambience track that I'm talking about, I don't want to turn it on because I would have to mess with volume levels so you could hear it. But it's just arcade noises over music that I licensed. Like, a while ago, there was a Humble Bundle that had a metric crap ton of generic but good music of varying styles that you were buying a license to. Like a commercial license to use. Like I said, it's all very generic music. There's nothing really special or stand out about it. It's meant to be used in video games and things like that. There's no words. But, very recently, I licensed a track of arcade noises mixed with chatter. Because the Neon Coast is like a Dave & Buster's style arcade and lounge. Sometimes tried making hammer maps, but never finished much and wasn't good at it. Oh yeah, hyperfixation. I 100% know how that is. Like, I honestly burnt myself on art out a little bit, but let me actually show you something that I drew, colored, and all of it myself. It's the only, like, quote-unquote completed thing I have, but, this is one of the forms of Sylas. Hold on. He's way too big. But this is one of Sylas's forms. He's a shapeshifter. And this is his, I call it beast form. It's a weird, like, bird, penguin thing with scales on its head. These are feathers that are gonna have, like, flexibleness. Like, 100%, I drew this myself. As you can see, I colored it in myself after scanning it into my computer. But I'm not very good at all that yet. This is the only artwork of Sylas that I have made. And this is the only one I've ever, like, fully colored. And honestly, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I've been considering using it as,
Like, I want to put eyelids on it so it's a bit less harsh of a glare. And, start using it as reactive images. Like, just slap Sylas down in the corner or something. Like, hey. It doesn't look bad, I think. Especially the top part is pretty nice. Thank you. I practice the scales the most. Because, they're a part... They're, like... One of the major inspirations for the look in general was pangolins, which are relatives of armadillos, and they have really neat layered scales like that. It's not, it's actually a really, really interestingly complex set of natural scale mail. And I've always loved how it looks. The name Pangolin, which is like the handle that I go by when I'm not, like, that's Sylas's handle and mine. Pangolin. It's a mix of a penguin and a pangolin. So I did the typical furry thing and drew my own art. Because I'm too broke to commission anything. I mean, for someone who only recently started drawing, like within the past year, I'd like to think I'm doing pretty dang good. Like, I hyperfixated super hard on getting the front view like that exactly how I wanted it. In terms of general style. It was, like, a solid month of... honestly, it was my project to keep me occupied while I had to take a break from streaming. And I honestly think I kind of burnt myself out on doing art for a while. Because I've only gone back to drawing a couple times in the month that I've been, like the half a month that I've been generally back to streaming. So, I don't know. I'm probably going to go back to it in, like, a week or so and hyperfixate again until I get the, like, the downward, like, to the left angle that is, like, the YouTuber angle. Oh, I haven't even been drawing for a year. It's honestly been closer to, like, 3 months. But art is something that I've always had an interest in. However, because my emotions didn't work, it wasn't satisfying. Like, I wasn't able to feel good at the progress I was making. I thought it was because I was doing something wrong. Because I was sitting there slaving over, like, random bits of art and things that I was working on at the time. Like, why do people do this to themselves? This is miserable. And yeah, art is not easy. And, like... But now that I'm starting to feel again, I really understand why people do this to themselves, for lack of a nice way of putting it. Because I look at that, and it feels like it's so satisfying to see something in your head, like, elsewhere. There's no other way to put it. The feeling of actually seeing something come to life based off of purely nothing but your own imagination is a very satisfying thing. And I think you know what I mean when I say that, considering you're a dev. You make things. You're a software dev. And, I don't know. I'm really honestly considering using that picture as some basic PNG tuber art until I can afford to A, either spend more time working on my art, or B,
managed to raise enough money that I can afford, like, a professionally done rig. Because I actually have several like, right now I have 3 forms for Sylas in my head. There's the one that I showed you, the Penguin Sylas, or Beast Sylas, whatever. There is one that is just generally a slime, which is, I guess you could call true form Sylas. And then there is a human one that is his, like, going out form. Because even eldritch slime things need to get the groceries every now and then. You know what I mean? And the general populace of Earth would probably not react very nicely. Yeah, I understand it, but you actually started because you needed something, and later because other people were using it and happy with it. And now also because it's your job, you work on a Linux distribution company for companies. Oh! Well, that is just one of the reasons that creativity, in my opinion, will always be the biggest asset a person can have. If it's in any form of creativity, be it good with software, good with art, humor, 3D modeling, or, I don't know, like, interesting ways to make your farts sound like the alphabet. I don't know. If you have any sort of interesting skill or creative talent, use it. Like, real talk. There is a market for everything. That's just how it is. If you have a skill, there is someone out there that will want that skill done for them. Like, okay, me for example. I'm a comedian. I'm over here plying my trade on Twitch. The video games are a backdrop. I'm here to provide an experience. And for the most part, I'm very dedicated to providing that experience. I mean, fuck, I went out of my way to license an ambience track. It wasn't expensive, it was only $3.50. But I went out of my way to not only do that, but I also took that ambience track and I mixed it into a 20-minute long thing with music and all of that, so you wouldn't get the annoyance of short loops. Literally, the frickin' file for my ambience track is 20 minutes long, damn near. And I had to go through I am incredibly dedicated to what I do. Because I can't work in real life. I have really... My knees are absolute shit. Like, they are totally shot. I believe it's a form of arthritis. We're still working on figuring that out. Hold on, I need a drink of water. But yeah. Streaming is something that I always knew I wanted to do. Now that English VTubing is really taking off, I instantly knew it's what I wanted to do. You know, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's gonna be me in a few years, hopefully. But I got my start in VTubing by watching someone by the name of Takahata 101. If you've watched any of Team 4 Star's, like, anime parodies, you've likely heard his voice. He did Perfect Cell in Dragon Ball Z Abridged. He did Alucard in Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. He's done a lot of stuff like that. And he's an incredibly funny guy. I cannot recommend that you stop by his stream more. It's always a good time. But yeah, my start in VTubing was through him and his friend Mim. And then I branched out watching other friend groups and watching more people within that one. And it's honestly just really added to my life in general in ways that I can't describe. My life has just gotten infinitely better since I've started doing this. Like, obviously you can see I'm not even to affiliate yet. You're the 74th person that followed me. And I only know that because I see it every time I open Twitch. Like, to frickin' start streaming and change the thing. The only thing I need to get affiliate is my average viewers up. And, you know, that's just a process of grinding away at it. But I'm also hoping that once I hit affiliate, I'm hoping to do a big fundraiser to get me a camera, to get me the software I need for my model, some art if we can manage to raise that much. I have an entire big thing planned. I don't even care about getting big. Like, I live a fairly comfortable life. It gets tight, but I live a comfortable life off of my disability. Because I have tried my entire life to find a job. Nobody will hire me. Because of the issues that I have. I've just come to the conclusion that I'm I've just come to the conclusion that I'm unhireable. You know, after trying for over 10 years to get a job, and the only one that you get fired within a month because the boss doesn't like you. Yeah, I don't really have many desires to try getting a job again. So I'm throwing myself at this. Like, fully. I don't care about getting big. I don't care about making money. I do this because I need something to do with my life, or I'm gonna go fucking nuts. And it's what makes me happy. Like, the fact that you said that you were enjoying the stream, Shay, that alone is going to be the highlight of my fucking day. Real talk, you have made my day just by showing up and enjoying the stream. 100%. This is officially a good day, despite being sick as fuck. Because you showed up and said you were having a good time. That is why I do this. I'm not in this to make money. I don't give a fuck about money. Well, obviously I want to have it, because I like nice things. And you need money to live. But it is literally the furthest thing from my mind when I talk about streaming and doing this for a living. I don't care about money. Never have, never will. I've never been above the poverty line my entire life. Money is not something I care about. What I care about is making people's lives at least a little bit better. If I have made one person smile in a stream, if I have made one person laugh, if I have made one person's day just a smidgen better, then my life is complete. Okay, are they done? No, they're not dancing yet. Okay. And I will say, I'm having a much easier time, I guess you could say, gaining a following here than I did on YouTube. And that's not throwing shade at YouTube. There's plenty of stuff to throw shade at YouTube for. But that's not what I'm trying to do right now. It's a very different skill set making entertaining videos versus doing entertaining streams. And it's an entirely different skill set as well. Like, I can make rudimentary edited content. It's not that good, but it's, you know, passable. In my eyes. I'd watch it. I didn't upload anything that I wouldn't watch and enjoy myself. I try not to make jokes that I wouldn't laugh at myself. Granted, that doesn't really discount a whole lot because I'm a fucking asshole, but you know what I'm saying here. I have integrity. But, I am having a lot easier of a time here than I was on YouTube. Because before I had to take a break for a month, I was actually really close to getting affiliate. I was at like 2.75 out of the 3 regular viewers to hit affiliate. I literally have all the other things I need. And in case you don't know, affiliate is when you unlock bits. It's when you unlock subscriptions. I found you on here because you're one of the few Slime Rancher streamers live, and it's fun to stay here. YouTube is like you have an infinite amount, no interaction. Yeah. Exactly. Like, I thrive on the viewer interaction. I'm actually really excited to hit 100 followers, because that means I'll be able to become a Stream Raiders captain. And I just learned about Stream Raiders, but that is next level awesome to my eyes. What it is it's a little game that a streamer plays with their viewers. What the streamer does is they choose a battle and put down a captain character, which is stronger than the rest. And then the viewers actually fill out the rest of the army live on stream. It's a really awesome little thing. It's been around for a while. And some of the scales that these big streamers' battles get to is ridiculous. Like, upwards of 2,000 units being placed. And your average player, if they're being active with it, can place about... At max... Okay, you can place 6, at max, units per battle. Because, in the most commonly used format for the battles, and the one I'd be used... Oh, you know Stream Raiders. Stream Raiders is old enough that I'm pretty sure that if it was a crypto miner, it would have come out by now. I'm not worried about that with Stream Raiders, personally. Okay, Brain? Brain. Brain failing. Fuck. I just completely blanked. I am so sorry. I know I was talking about Stream Raiders and then everything... I forgot what I was doing in the game. Oh, it's been one of those days, Shay, I'm telling you.
Miss LeBeau, the 7Z Corporation would like to congratulate you on obtaining the rank of Rolling Beetle 1.
Oh, God. Whenever I hear Rolling Beetle, I just think of those bastardized frickin' things from Deep Rock Galactic.
With this rank, you now have access to a revolutionary new technology for slime enrichment and preoccupation from activities that would otherwise hinder ranching. We call this new technology Slime Toys. Slime Toys can now be purchased from the shop we have just installed on your ranch. Please excuse the excessive pauses in that last sentence, but our technician drones may have needed extra time for the installation, and we did not wish our claim to be inaccurate. Oh, the way the 7Z Corporation is just the, like, stereotypical company that does not give a shit and are just so blatant about it is so funny to me. Ah, there it is. Oh, God. Cats! Hold on. Brave Browser was mining as well, and still I'm not a fan of this amount of usage. Oh. Good Lord, Rasu. God. I'm sorry, my cats just took the raunchiest of shits and it's wafting into my room. Oh, God. You know what? Both of you, get the fuck out of here. You don't deserve to be in my room after dropping that deuce. Holy shit, both of you. Oh my God, I need to close the door. Where's the air freshener? Holy shit. Ah. That is some rancid ass cats.
horrible. You have a rancid ass, sir. Yes, you do. Good God, that was horrible. Alright. Alright, there we go. Fucking stay there then, stupid cane. Damn thing didn't want to lean right, whatever. Alright, back to Slime Rancher. Ah, fuck. Anyway. Sorry about that. My roommate's cat literally had... Oh, you're really gonna make me choose, game? Well, yes, it was. It was at least in the litter box, but it was absolutely rancid. Like, oh my god, I legit almost choked. I had to go get the Febreze. But the game is really making me choose. This sucks. I love both of them. And I love both their activities. Alright, whatever, Odgen. Sometimes I like to take a nap in the moss blanket, but those darn boom slimes always wake me up. Alright. 6 Oka Oka and 1 odd onion. I'll have to go to the quarry to get the odd onion. But, yeah. And then 1 from over here. Thank you. Alright, let's go get that odd onion. Okay. I'm actually really frustrated that the game made me choose between Odgen and Victor. I want both their activities to be unlocked, damn it. And it's over here making me choose between the 2 best boys. Besides Bob. Okay, we need an odd onion. Odd onion. Have an Italian food for dinner. Odd onion. No odd onions? Okay. Onion! I'll harvest the resource extractors after I'm done with this. I really want to unlock the wilds. It's by far my favorite side activity. Onions! Any onions? Odd onions. Ah! Thank you. Alright. Victor's Slimulations, his activity, is the only one I haven't actually finished. I never got the ranch expansion from him. I've gotten the other 2 in the past, though. Alright. Odgen. Odgen's voice that I made up is also one of my favorite ones. I don't know why his voice is so fun for me to do. It just is. Just something about his pose and personality makes me want to do an energetic, like, hey there, baby! Is it impossible to get all, or just time? It's just time expensive. Because, they each have... I'll explain it to you when I'm done reading the Star Mail. Partnership? You seem to be making a name for yourself, and I like your style, so let me cut right to the chase. I'd like to offer you a job doing a little side work for me. I've got a chunk of land on the outskirts of my property that has access to a place called the Wilds. A land of primitive feral slimes and dangerous as all get out, but also home to a delicious rare fruit that I love. If you're up for a challenge, come on down to a little retreat of mine near the Wilds and learn more.
I found a derelict teleporter on your network that I've activated on your ranch. It'll take you right there. Hope to see you there. Oh. Like, his voice is just so fun to do. Okay, so basically how these activities work is after unlocking them like this, you, one of the old teleporters on your ranch, like this guy, becomes active. And it leads you to an area like this. That is the ranch expansion for this one. There are 3 rewards for doing these activities, and the third one is always this big ranch expansion. Hiya, Beatrix. Thanks for coming down to my retreat and hearing me out in my offer. So, let's get right down to business. It's the big grin and the thumbs in the suspenders and just big old chest out stance that gets me. You know what I mean? He just seems like a really energetic, like, Louisiana fella. I built this place years ago as a little vacation spot for myself. Later on, I realized that it neighbors a cluster of islands filled with primitive saber slimes. I called these islands the Wilds, and after exploring them, they revealed the true secret, the rare Cucadoba fruit. What's a Cucadoba? Well, it's only the most delectable, irresistible fruit in the known universe. Well, most people say it tastes like rotten cheese, but they're wrong. Anyway, I soon became obsessed with Cucadobas, but I found myself quickly becoming too old and too slow to deal with the risk. You see, the wilds are home to hordes of feral slimes, the descendants of the ancient saber slimes that once hunted these lands. Collecting Cucadobas is dangerous. And that's where you come in. I'll happily reward you for collecting those sweet, sweet Cucadobas for me. Just deposit this into this custom range exchange here, and we are in business. Collect enough of them for me, and I'll start by giving you my secret miracle mix for your guidance. I'll also reward you with a block of my special spicy tofu for every 3 Cucadobas. I've activated the teleporter to the wilds here at the retreat, and it's now yours to explore as you see fit. Just know that the warp network there is a little buggy. You won't always arrive in the same place, and you'll need to find a working teleporter to make your way back. It's buggy, I know. Just be prepared. So, all of the tasks include collecting a certain something for the person. For Odgin, it's these. For Mochi, it's those Quicksilver plorts. I don't know if you saw that, bitch, Shay. But after you meet this goal 3 times, this barrier goes away. They just give you this ranch expansion. And in the process, you also learn more about the characters. This is this is the only direct interaction with people we get in this game, besides the, box of Indigonium, besides the range exchange. Anyway, welcome to the wilds. It's dangerous, and we're collecting these purple fart fruits. And apparently they're really smelly, because you can see the little particles coming off of them. Anyway, this place kind of sucks because these things are everywhere. But there is one thing that will always get you through the wilds a little bit safer. And that is having a fuck ton of chickens in your pocket. They're all meat eaters. Every slime here is fused with saber slime. And all saber slimes eat meat. So it's very easy to turn off their hangry mode, but every slime starts in hangry mode. They're all feral. This is where it comes in handy to have the pulse blast. Oh, jeez. Hi. Could you not? Oh, you're a friendly one. But yeah, it is very possible to get all the expansions. Shay. It's just very time intensive. But then again, it's a farming game at its core. If you are against time intensive things in a farming game, you're kind of playing the wrong genre. Just real talk. As someone who enjoys simulators, if you don't like grind and some light tedium, this is the wrong genre for you. Alright, come on. Away with you. Ow! Took you taking a bite out of my butt cheeks. Fuck you. Stop it! My butt cheeks can only handle so much nibbling. Stop it. Ow! You invisible bitch. Oh, God. I yeeted a chicken. This is what I get for not harvesting the hens in the overgrowth before I came here. Ah! Ah! Okay, there's usually a lot of nests up here. Go away! Chicken! Okay. But yeah, look, they have little... they got smelly particles around them. Slime Rancher, in my opinion, is not a game with completion as a goal. Oh, definitely not. But I dislike farming games like Art, 12 hours of sitting next to it. Oh, I gotta be honest with you. Ark really isn't a farming game. That is a PvP base building game. It's closer to, like, when I say farming game and a simulator, I mean something more like Stardew Valley or Power Wash Simulator. Ark Survival Evolved is a different beast than what I'm talking about. But I get what you're saying. At least with Ark, that kind of stuff is highly configurable. Oh, these are heartbeats. And that's a lot of tar. Holy shit, do you hear that? Good lord. How many of you are there? Away! Also, these are pretty much slime zombies. If one of the big slimes eats another plort, it turns into that. And then they just eat all other slimes until they all die. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's the life cycle of a slime. Ah. Okay, I see what you're getting now. Okay, I misunderstood. My bad. But yeah, like, as I was saying earlier, I deal with a lot of chronic pain stuff in real life. So, chill games like this, where I can just relax and, like, be outside without being in an intense pain, I really like them. Like, I actually used to be a really, really outdoorsy person. Like, frisbee golfing used to be one of my favorite things to do. But after my legs started going to hell... what the fuck? That kind of became non-viable. I am lucky if I leave the house once a month anymore. I try to leave the house at least once a month, but that doesn't always happen because I can't predict when I will be any kinds of physically able. Oh, what the hell? Hello. You can stay there. Alright. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, I want to see what the upcoming task is going to be from the range exchange, and I need to just generally go. Because I do want to get Victor in this stream. Trailmakers. Even though it has no real story, it has some emotions. Alright. Trailmakers, you say, is... I'm assuming that's on Steam, yeah? Let me look at this. Oh, I'd heard about this one. I never played it. This game reminds me of Terra Tech in its look, and how you just build vehicles and do things with them.
I don't know if that's the kind of game that is, but that's what it looks like in my first impression off of nothing but looking at the pictures and the description. And that game was amusing, but it didn't hold my interest very well. Like, I can play games without real story if they're enjoyable and have a good gameplay loop. But, like, mess-around games like that, like TerraTech, they have a hard time keeping my interest when the only real goal is collect more car parts. Like, the thing is, though, I consider grinding games to be kind of a zen thing, depending on what it is. Like, if I need to relax, sometimes I'll just go into my Minecraft world and strip mine for a while. Just get some resources. I consider resource farming in games to be... Alright. Well, it is something you can do, but it's crappy. I just always felt the controls in TerraTech to be kind of clunky in general. You know, I liked the car combat in that, but the thing is, it just auto-locked onto the nearest thing in range, and that's not fun. I don't want to just, like, drive close, then shoot better than other car. Like, if I'm going to be playing a vehicle-based game like that, where it includes shooting... I'm more likely to play something like Robotech, a match-based shooter about it. That's all about it. TerraTech felt like it was trying to do too many things at once. Alright, let's get out of here. Like, I don't hate grind in video games. I used to play Warframe. It's my most played game on Steam, for fuck's sake. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You see, stuff like that doesn't really hold my interest very well, unfortunately. And I can't really give you a good answer as to why. It just doesn't hold my attention. I don't consider... things where you only make your own goals engaging. I know that's probably rich coming from someone playing Slime Rancher, but Slime Rancher has very loose goals, at least. Not things that you set entirely yourself. I think that's one of the reasons Minecraft doesn't really hold my attention beyond, this is a cool place to build a ranch. I'm gonna do that and forget about it in a week. Okay. Okay. So... let's see here. I don't really want to run and grab the rock and the ball of yarn, because I don't want to carry those back, so we're just going to do these. We're just going to buy them, give them to them. Yarn ball. Here you go. And you have that. You guys don't have a toy, though. Okay. It has some goals, but yeah, if you need something, it's probably not for you. Yeah. Thank you for the recommendation, genuinely, but I don't think that's a game I'm going to be checking out. In terms of more open-ended games, my general limit on not having a set direction is the type of stuff you see in Grounded. Where it's like, it gives you a goal, but lets you choose your way to work towards it. And the only goal in Grounded is to unshrink yourself. Because it's pretty much Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the game. I don't think it's possible to do right now because it's an early access game, but you get what I'm saying. It gives you a loose set of goals and a vague idea on how to complete them in this case, exploring the map and finding the various chips for your quote-unquote quest giver that he's missing. Like computer chips, by the way, he's a robot. And it just says, and then it just slaps you on the ass and says, go have fun. That kind of stuff I can deal with. Do I like having a bit more direction than that? Yeah, but it's something that I can tolerate going without. One game that I was looking into, I'm not so sure about yet, though, is something called Riftbreaker. The way I heard it described was a fusion of Minecraft, Battletech, and Diablo 3. Because it's an ARPG with base building aspects, but it's also like a mech game. Like you run around in a mech or something like that. I don't know a lot about it. But those are all things that I like. I like Minecraft, I like Battletech, and I like base building. And Diablo 3 was really fun. Blizzard can frankly go fuck itself, but Diablo 3 is fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't enjoy my time playing the game. Alright. We're gonna get these in the refinery. And then we're going to see what jobs are available today. If you crap, wait, you wouldn't have Xbox Game Pass because you're on Linux, never mind. I was gonna say, Riftbreaker is on Xbox Game Pass if you have that. But I realized how stupid of a statement that was halfway through. Oh, fuck, that hurt. Gotta love those hiccups that just straight up punch you in the solar plexus. Ow! Criminy. Ah, it's not Victor, damn it. Okay. If I'm being honest, though, I need to end the stream. My energy levels are flagging. And I'm ready to call it good. I've been doing this for 2 hours. I don't want to push myself while I'm sick. So, thank you for showing up and keeping me company, Shay. I really do greatly appreciate it. And I hope I can see you again in the future. Thank you for keeping me company and talking. I really enjoyed the conversation. Alright. So let's go see if there's someone to raid. Who is live? Oh, okay. Let's go raid Shia. Shia is a VTuber. He is a bun boy. He is adorable. And he is playing Five Nights at Freddy's. He's playing the new FNAF game. Oh, your English was fine for it not being your primary language, Shay. You're doing great. Anyway, I thank you for the follow. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope I can see you again soon. We're gonna go raid Shia. All right. Bye, guys.